early so I can get some B-roll. That started. Camera 1 will be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Camera 1 is rolling, and we are live.
You are now tuned in to Vcctv, Filthy Chat, with your host, Leo Kelly, and our special guest today. She's a singer, songwriter, and inspiration to women all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for True.
Hey, everybody clapping in here. Even the dogs love you, True. Jeez. All right, check this out. Hey, True, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for coming to VCCTV.
Of course.
You have made it to the Velvet Couch, and hey, look, I've been watching your YouTubes. I've been seeing you like, I don't know if it's a basement or your room, playing a piano, just going hard, man, and it just does something to my soul. I had to get you on the couch, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
No doubt. All right, True, man, let's start off. Tell some of my audience, where you from?
I'm originally from Bronx, New York. I lived in Tampa for 11 years.
Wow. What actually brought you to Tampa?
University of Tampa. I got accepted for musical theater, and I just stuck around.
You like UT?
I loved it. I was off campus, so it wasn't like the full college experience, but it was awesome.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay. All right, let me ask you a question. I gotta ask you this. How did you come up with the name True? Explain it, please. Explain it.
It was a rigorous process. Like, I had, I don't know, 20 names or so that I was like fumbling through. And my therapist actually, she mentioned something, and she said true. Like being true to yourself, being true to my art, my brand.
Okay.
And then I took it from there and, made it into the acronym, which is Total Raw Unfiltered Expression. And I think that what I love about it is that it doesn't put me in a box.
I like it. I feel you.
Yeah.
You. Nice. All right, well, answer this. How long you been doing music?
Professionally, like for funsies. What are we talking
Nah,
about?
hey, look, hold up. So you're saying professionally or funny? So you're considered as a professional now, right?
I'd like to consider
How
myself
long have you been
professional.
doing music professionally?
I'd like to say I've been active the last year and a half.
Okay.
I was in the scene back in 2015. I met a lot of people booking gigs at places like Foo Bar, downtown St. Pete, all that. And then I took a hiatus, which much needed. There's some backstory behind that, but I re-entered the scene and rebranded as True. So
No doubt. Hey, good, because a lot of people want to know that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a strong name, man, and most people want to know the meaning behind it. Most people who give themselves names like True, Inspire, stuff like that, they deep. They got something going on.
oh yeah.
You feel me? All right, Naked Truth, your album or EPK, whatever you want to call it. Listen, I listen. All right, I like it. Now I love it. My favorite song is definitely Naked Truth.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. I went through your YouTube, and listen, man, that song. Wait, let me see. Let me just check this out. Let me say this. I like it. Hold on, is that the one? I gotta see, cause I got a few on. So, Living in Black and White. All right. Living in Black and White, Night Dreamer, Circles. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you're running in circles? In real life?
Yeah.
I listen to that song. Do you really feel like that song?
Yes.
You wrote that song.
I wrote that song. I collaborated with a friend of mine who, he goes by One Way Roads now, but he produced the whole thing. And I always envisioned it as me on the hook with someone, rapping. But I'm actually releasing a single of the Circles Part 2, which is just all me. And
nice. All right, hey, when I broke up with music,
Mm.
can you please tell me, you actually had a time in your life where you just didn't want to do music?
Yeah, so that hiatus that I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
um, so part of my story is I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic.
Okay, okay.
And when I started getting like deep into the music scene and booking all these gigs, you know, there wasn't a gig where I didn't have a drink in my hand or wasn't offered free shots or,
Wow.
you know, blunts or, you know, other dry goods, as I like to call them. And um, I blamed the music industry. Um, so, you know, I wasn't in a place where I could accept where I was emotionally. I thought it was my usage at the time, and so I just took a step back and just focused on getting my finances right, being a better place. Um, yeah, feeling more secure. But I always miss music. It's a part of me, you know. And then I got sober. I started working a program June of 2020,
Mm.
and I released my EP May of 2021. So
Okay.
once I, addressed my issue, I felt comfortable to come back into the scene. And at the beginning of the year is when I wrote when I broke up with music.
Wow. Man, that's dope. All right, I'm gonna answer this for people because some of the people in the DMs, they like, do she write her own songs? But I've been through your YouTube, I've seen your story, I've actually heard you talk about some of these things you're talking about now, and I know you live those songs. Like I know you wrote those songs. So to my DMers, yes, she write her own music, and it's authentic because, man, she's living her music, and that's dope, man. That's. How often do you perform live, man? I see you doing some live stuff. How often?
Well, I wasn't booking gigs quite as often last year. I started getting some momentum with a label that I'm no longer with, and I met these event curators, and they've been helping me book some gigs. I go to open mics when I can. I have some really good friends who support me and let me know what's going on so I can just get out there, even if I'm not getting paid. I'm just,
Man, that's dope.
part of what I do is just sharing passion, sharing like that raw like authenticity with people. I feel like it gives the audience like permission to be vulnerable, to feel, and it's relatable. So
That's what's up, man. Dope. What I see you got some little tattoos on you, man. Hey, I don't know if you don't want to get into it, you don't have to. Tell me the meaning of that sleeve. Tell me the meaning of that.
all my tattoos have meaning.
All right, well,
I love to talk about it.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So the sleeve, every little thing on the sleeve means something to you in a sense of, does it deal with music?
No, so this is Disney.
Okay.
I'm a Disney dork.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like when I say I love music, like I love musicals, Broadway, like Disney, all that good stuff. And so I just thought I'd, dedicate a sleeve to it. And it's something I've been dreaming about for a while. So it's got at least like, I want to say like maybe 15 different movie references.
Okay.
And a quote from Peter Pan that says, "To live would be an awfully great adventure."
Okay.
So yeah.
That's what's up, no doubt. Hey, if you could, I know most artists don't like to compare themselves to any other artists, but if you could kind of like see what genre or who you might compare yourself to in the industry that's famous now, who do you think you might sound like, or who you might, you probably can go toe to toe with in the industry? Because I got my, in a sense though, so check this out, listen, I have my idea of who I think you sound like, but who do you think you sound like in the industry?
That's such a hard question. My EP, there's you can kind of hear different like genres within my EP. Like there was some funk, there was some
Yes.
pop, some neo soul, some hip hop even. And this upcoming album that I've got coming out is definitely more neo soul, R&B.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like that's why I picked True, because I don't really want to be stuck to one particular genre. Because when I hear a melody, like I just write what I hear, you know, and that could end up being anything. One time I wrote a country song, and I don't even like country. So,
Okay. No. I understand exactly what you're talking about.
but to answer your question, I don't know. I will. I don't know who I think I sound like. I think I sound pretty unique, to be honest. Because what I want to hear on stations today is real shit. And like mainstream stuff, I'm not there. There's not much that is like invoking emotion. And so I feel like when it comes lyrically, I stand out in that sense, because everything in all my music like has like meaning, has a story behind it. But some of my influences have been like India.Arie, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill, Nina Simone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so those are some of my influences.
Nice. Well, I've watched you, and man, you can sing anything and sing everybody's song. Alicia Keys, it don't matter who it is.
And
You can-
Alicia!
I knew you
I
would.
forget
I'm
my
like, oh, you
girl!
gonna forget Alicia Keys? You know?
I
But-
just went to her concert, it was
Listen,
amazing.
you can do it all, man. Like I seen the Disney stuff, and I was like, where's she going with this Disney stuff? She can kill every song, and you. How many Disney songs can I get in a minute? How many? You feel me? I'm watching everything. So you go to you get down. All right, check this out. Tell me, like, what? You gotta know this. Who are you trying to reach? Like, what's your audience? Like, you do so much. Is there a particular audience you want to reach, or, you know?
Yeah, so I would say like my audience is probably like young adult to adult, maybe even adolescents. But really just anyone that is like looking for music with substance. So, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint. I've had tons of conversations with some of my fellow artists about like who my targeted audience is. And I think that I spent a lot of time running with like hip hop artists, rap artists, and although like the music was appreciated, I never felt like that was like the right scene for me. Like that those were people that were gonna like actually follow me or like listen to my music, subscribe to my channels. So a mature, classier crowd, yeah, that is interested in like real raw music.
Okay. All right. You can answer this if you want to. But man, look, you gotta answer it on my show, you don't answer it on other people's show. I see you came out 4 years ago. Right?
Just about.
Maybe
like,
5 years ago?
Like six.
Say
5,
6 years ago. Say 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Has that affected your music or the way you look at music or write music?
No. Well, this upcoming album, I do have some songs that are definitely about women, and then some songs that are about men, and so like I'm pretty open with that.
Okay.
You know, I don't think it's made it any more difficult than it already is to try to make an impact in the music industry. But I do take pride in like being out and proud and supporting like my LGBT community, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I have to ask you this question. All right, this was a girl that you might know her. You might know the girl. I don't know, but she knows your music. She knows these lyrics because she wrote them on my DM. So listen, I'm not bi-curious. No, I'm not confused. It's not just a phase that I'm walking through. I'm not hopping fences. I shouldn't have to choose. It can be a guy or a girl that I'm talking to. Please explain those lyrics.
Yeah, so I wrote that in honor of Bisexuality Day, and it really just like stems from conversations with some of my family who I remember when I broke up with like my first serious girlfriend, my dad was like, so Jazz, you know, was this just like a phase, or, you know, are you back to guys now? And my dad's a New Yorker, and like, you know,
You want to know.
he wanted to know. And I
No.
was like, nah, Dad, like, it wasn't just a phase, it's for real. And, so there's, you know, I wrote, when I posted that reel, I wrote in the comments how, sometimes, like, some people don't think that bisexuals are real, like that there's no validity to that sexuality. And so I just wanted to just address it and like share my experience. Like, I've been told, oh, well, if you're with a girl, then that means you're a lesbian, and if you're with a guy, then that means you're straight. And no, I like who I like. I believe that everyone, like, love is love. It doesn't matter like what you look like, what gender you are. Like, for me, it's just about who you are as a person, you know, personality, interests.
Listen, those lyrics, like when you wrote those lyrics, was it emotional even just to write them? 'Cause that's so deep. Those lyrics are too deep just to just write them and go into the next. Like,